What if you woke up one morning and everything you have ever loved and worked for gone? You lost absolute everything without a warning or sign. Your wealth, family, health, dignity, all gone. 7 sons and 3 daughters killed when a great wind collapsed the house where they were feasting in. 500 yoke of oxen stolen. 500 female donkeys gone. 7,000 sheep burned by fire from above. 3,000 camels taken away, many servants killed, struck with mysterious and painful boils from head to toe. Your friends who were supposed to comfort you assumed you sinned, and you are getting the rewards of your sins. Your wife advises you to curse God and die. What would you do? Would you still trust God? What kind of a temptation? Or perhaps what did you do to deserve such an agony? What a life! What a pain!
In the land of Uz, there lived a man named Job. He was blameless and upright, a man who feared God and shunned evil. Job was blessed with 7 sons and 3 daughters. His wealth was immense: 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, 500 donkeys, and a large number of servants. He was the greatest man among all the people of the East. Job's sons would take turns holding feasts in their homes, inviting their sisters to join them. After these feasts, Job would rise early in the morning to offer burnt offerings for each of his children, thinking, "Perhaps my children have sinned and cursed God in their hearts." This was Job's regular practice. One day, the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Satan replied, "Does Job fear God for nothing? Have you not put a hedge around him and his household, and everything he has? But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." The Lord said to Satan, "Very well then, everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself do not lay a finger." One day, while Job's sons and daughters were feasting, a messenger came to Job and said, "The oxen were plowing and the donkeys were grazing nearby, and the Sabaeans attacked and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The fire of God fell from the heavens and burned up the sheep and the servants, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, another messenger came and said, "The Chaldeans formed 3 raiding parties and swept down on your camels and made off with them. They put the servants to the sword, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." While he was still speaking, yet another messenger came and said, "Your sons and daughters were feasting and drinking wine at the oldest brother's house, when suddenly a mighty wind swept in from the desert and struck the 4 corners of the house. It collapsed on them, and they are dead, and I am the only one who has escaped to tell you." At this, Job got up and tore his robe and shaved his head. Then he fell to the ground in worship and said, Naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I will depart. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. May the name of the Lord be praised. In all this, Job did not sin by charging God with wrongdoing. On another day, the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil, and he still maintains his integrity, though you incited me against him to ruin him without any reason." Satan replied, "Skin for skin. A man will give all he has for his own life. But now stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face." The Lord said to Satan, "Very well then, he is in your hands, but you must spare his life." So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and afflicted Job with painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Job took a piece of broken pottery and scraped himself with it as he sat among the ashes. His wife said to him, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." He replied, "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" In all this, Job did not sin in what he said. When Job's 3 friends, Eliphaz the Temanite, Bildad the Shuhite, and Zophar the Naamathite, heard about all the troubles that had come upon him, they set out from their homes and met together to go and sympathize with him and comfort him. When they saw him from a distance, they could hardly recognize him. They began to weep aloud, and they tore their robes and sprinkled dust on their heads. Then they sat on the ground with him for 7 days and 7 nights. No one said a word to him because they saw how great his suffering was. A series of dialogues ensue, where each friend suggests that Job's suffering must be a punishment for sin. Job maintains his innocence and questions the justice of his suffering. A fourth friend, Elihu, later offers his perspective, emphasizing God's greatness and the inscrutability of his ways. Out of a whirlwind, God speaks to Job, posing a series of rhetorical questions that highlight the vast gap between divine and human understanding. Job responds with humility, acknowledging his limitations and repenting for questioning God's wisdom. God rebukes Job's friends for not speaking rightly about him. And instructs them to offer sacrifices, with Job praying on their behalf. God restores Job's fortunes, giving him twice as much as he had before. He is blessed with 7 sons and 3 daughters, the latter noted for their beauty. Job lives 140 more years, witnessing 4 generations of his descendants. The story of Job illustrated the depths of human suffering, the complexities of faith, and the boundless nature of divine grace. God knew that Job can never compromise. Can God place a bet on you? Can God brag about your faith?